Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So as you can see, if you aren't new to my channel, I did do a new background. I did a bigger version of the cube shelves that I had before, and I just wanted it to be more like simple, just have like one plain background, eliminated the gray walls. I felt like it was really distracting. So if you guys like this background better, please give this video a thumbs up or leave me a comment down below letting me know. So for today's video, I really wanted to do my brow routine. A couple of people have asked me before, where's my brow routine? And I really struggled with my brows. A lot of people probably don't know that. They probably think that I was happy with my brows, but there were times where I made them too thin or too thick and I just wasn't happy. But as of lately, I've really been liking the way I do my brows. So without further ado, let's get on to the video. So the first step that people usually like to do is they like to carve their brows out with concealer first. I did that today because I did do my eyes first, but I don't usually do that. I usually do my brows first and then I like to carve them out. But if you're a person that is really heavy-handed or you like make your brows thicker than what they usually are, then carving it usually helps to guide where you want to fill in your brows. So since I did carve them out first, I will go back in later with the concealer to kind of like touch it up, and also I'll show you guys the brush that I use for that. So lately I have been using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. I use it in the shade dark brown. Before, the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade used to be my #1. I never wanted to use anything else besides that, but I found that sometimes I made my brows thicker than I wanted to or darker, and it is a product that makes your brows very dramatic. So if you don't like that, I recommend this. If you're one that doesn't really have brows and you want them to be like darker, I definitely recommend the Dip Brow. I really love it, honestly. Like, I would still use it, but this has been my go-to, and it has made my brows like more natural, and I've been really into that. So basically where that line of lighter shade starts is where I had the concealer, and I'm not gonna go anywhere under it. I'm gonna try and just like stay in the line of it. And I do like to start here, like right around here, the lower part going down to the tail, and then later on I kind of define it a little bit towards the front, but not too much because I don't want this part to be darker or as dark as this part. Also, another thing to note is I do like to do like feathering strokes. Like, I don't like to drag it too much. I use the lightest pressure. Also going towards this part, the arch of my brow, I do like to round it out a little. My brow is naturally like sharp, like a check mark, but I don't like it to look sharp. I like to like kind of round it out. Also, my tail is pretty sparse and I have a lot less hairs here, so I do like to kind of like feather downward. And then on the other side of the Brow Wiz is a spoolie, and I like to just go in and kind of make sure that the product is distributed evenly. And the product that is on the spoolie, sometimes if you put too much product, then there's enough for you to just literally drag it in the front of the brow. And so you don't even have to go in with the product to apply. And it just gives you that natural brow. Another thing is, if you struggle on how you want your eyebrow shape to be, you have to remember that the inner part is kind of where your nose meets. And then you want your arch to be where this part of your eye ends. And then the tail should be at an angle to where your eye ends. So If you like your tail to be a little bit longer, just remember to just meet it to where your eye ends. And that's just an easy trick to go by. So for me, the bottom of this part, I like to just create a line. Obviously, other people don't want it to be noticeable that their eyebrows are filled, but for me personally, I just like that line. Like, I like it. I don't know why. And I literally just use the lightest hand, and then I go back in with the spoolie. Okay, so now is when I like to go back in with the concealer, and I like to just define it and make it sharper, and it really just makes the brows stand out more. It's all about preference. If you want your brows to look more natural, you don't need to do this step. I just like to carve out my brow and just give it that added definition. And what I like to do is I like to use a really light concealer because it kind of just gives it that natural highlight. I really don't like to put eyeshadow on my brow bone. And you can use any concealer you want. I'm currently using the KKW Beauty concealer in the shade 3. I just use any concealer at the time that I also use on my under eye, so that's why I'm using this. And then the brush that I really like to use, this is just a really old BH Cosmetics brush that I have, and you can use any brush that you have as well. It's kind of just really flat, sharp, and like straight. And I like to use the teensiest bit and put it at the very top. Now, because I already have eyeshadow on, I want to try and put it as lightly as possible so I don't interrupt the eyeshadow. Blend it out a little bit with my finger. And then lastly, I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. Now, this is another preference. If you don't like to just add on steps, you can skip this, but this will keep your eyebrow hairs in place. Okay, you guys, so here's the before and the after. As you can see, this eye looks completely different. It kind of just completes the whole look, and then this side just looks like there's something missing. So I'm going to do this brow off camera, and I will be right back. And this is the final look. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that it was helpful to you guys. If you have any other recommendations for brow products that you would like for me to test out, or a more affordable version of my brow routine, then just leave me a comment down below. I would love to do that for you guys. If you haven't subscribed already, please make sure to subscribe down below. Hit the ring bell to get notified every single time that I upload. Give this video a thumbs up if you haven't already. And yeah, I can't wait to see you guys in my next one. Bye.
And then the tail should be where? And then the